John Boy here on a cold morning in West Tennessee. Our temperature's dropping. It's going to get down to 32 for a high with the wind chill of like, they're showing 23. You know, the feels like temperature. Well, how y'all doing today? Squirrel's still doing alright. I didn't pet her yesterday or today because I've been putting the food out. And when she gets to that food burst, there ain't no petting her. She's as mean as Ouija is with food. It's crazy. Oh, man. Yep. We're in like a twilight zone era of this country, man. The corruption is so deep and it's being exposed now. Have y'all noticed that? Super Dave 44, how you doing? Is it cold out there yet? Because it's cold here, man. Oh, I got a message. Wonder what that message was. Yeah, man, the wind's blowing like 14 to 20 mile an hour. The temperature's been dropping all morning. It started out at 40, now we're down to like 34. Daggone, look, no clouds. I mean, just bright ass sunshine. Excuse the language. Just comes out anymore because I've gotten to the point I don't care. Look, no clouds, no planes. I guess air traffic took the day off today, right? Yeah. That what they were doing yesterday to the sky was trying to pull in this cold air. That daggone CD isn't gonna play. Ooh, it's starting to get cold in there. Damn, I'll crank this thing up. Oh yeah, you pretty cool up there this morning too then. Well, I gotta get some heat going in this truck. Man, what they're doing to them poor people, that Hurricane Helene or whatever the name of that hurricane. Dude figured it out. They're not letting them put tiny houses up because what they're trying to do, same thing they've done everywhere. Wipe out a community and then come in with rich houses so they can get more property tax. See, they got rid of a lot of people living in trailers and small houses that wasn't bringing in much property tax, right? So they just erased them off the land, and now they're not allowing tiny houses for these people to shelter in. That's ridiculous right there. That's pissing me off. I almost sat there and called in today and fixed to head to North Carolina and knock some heads together or something. Somebody needs to start thinking. Oh, I know, man. It's freezing. It's free. Look, there ain't no way you'd want to do this one day. They're not just look. Just because it hadn't been freezing temperatures doesn't mean they ain't been freezing. You know what I mean? Try to sleep outdoors in 50 degrees. You know, I'm not hollering at you, Super Dave. That's just how it came. But I mean, these poor people, and the government's not helping. This guy that I might need to upload that video, but he had a lot of people. He said, call this number here, right? You know, the our state rep, whatever it was, the government people call, you know, for the county. Like, call this number, tell them they need, you know, do something or whatever. Hey, Paris Logan. So many calls came in to that county that it set off the emergency broadcast system. Because that system's set up to where, you know, if something major happens, people are going to be calling in, right? And when it sees a major inflow of calls, it automatically sets a emergency broadcast service message up. So, evidently, man, these dadgum demon rats and the greed and the lobbyists and all these corporations, they don't give a shit about people. They only care about money and profits. They want them people out of there so they can build $1 million homes so they can get more property tax. That is all it is to it. Look what happened in Hawaii. Look what happened in California. Wasn't that California? Paris Logan, how you doing? Kia. How you doing? Yeah, it's cold this morning. Well, it ain't as cold as it was yesterday morning. Oh, man. Yeah, I didn't, I bought a diesel oil heater and everything, and I screwed around and waited too long. I haven't installed. I might have to do that this weekend. Well, I got exhaust out and intake the air in for the burner, and I don't have enough stuff to do it. So I'm waiting for, I've ordered, some longer exhaust pipe. It's a cool little heater. I'm going to see what it does. It's a little, one of them Chinese diesel heaters. Runs off 12 volts. That's going to be the thing, though. I think because you're able to rejuvenate a 12 volt battery. I don't care if that thing sat in a car for 10 years out in the field. You can rejuvenate that battery to where it works, right? You just got to rejuvenate. It makes it new again. Well, reconditioned, I guess. It ain't new. But that's going to be the way, man. I'm telling y'all, if they wipe us out with an EMP and put us in the dark ages, that 110 volts going to be very scarce. But 12 volts will be doable. But it's not going to be sustainable for an amount of time, Those batteries do wear out to where you can't even rejuvenate them after a while, That's why I plan on living like they did in the 1780s or whatever. You're going to have to rub it, man. Because I'm telling you, these people, they're not going down. They're not going to make it easy for Trump. I just saw a trolley train go down the road. I ain't seen one of them up here in Jackson in years. One of them trolley bus, you know what I mean? It looks like a trolley car, but it's a bus. Oh, man, yeah. I just hope we make it. These people are crazy. I mean, they're only worried about money. Look at the Black Lives Matter. All that money that came into there, and then nothing go to the black people. Well, I mean, it did. It went to the people that organized Black Lives Matter. That's why that one woman's got like 4 mansions now. Didn't help out the community at all. What a sham. And nobody ever see prison time over that. I mean, they don't have any evidence. Okay, how about that woman that's got 4 mansions? That's not evidence enough? Come on. Then you got the president and their shell corporations and stuff. That's a lot of evidence, and ain't nothing happening. Hillary Clinton sitting there destroying emails after she was served a subpoena for the emails. I mean, it'd been different if they had tore it up before, but to destroy them after, West Texas, what's going on? But yeah, it's just crazy, man. We live in some crazy times. In Revelations, I think it's Revelations, it said a great delusion will fall upon the people or the land? I don't know. But anyhow, people will get delusional and believe crazy shit. I mean, I don't get it. I don't see how. I guess that's why I'm just going to say I don't understand this daggone money greed thing. Oh, yeah, that's crazy too. All right. This country, we've been hearing about reparations for fucking years, right? Reparations. They need reparations for something that happened over 100 years ago. But Biden goes down there and gives the people that enslaved the people that became slaves here $1 billion. I mean, that makes a lot of sense if you don't think about it. I mean, God. They ain't got any money for the poor people in North Carolina. I mean, you know, if you can give Africa a fucking $1 billion, why don't you at least give 100,000 to North Carolina? I mean, just, you know, a little bit. It won't be too much. I mean, you can give $1 billion to a country that doesn't have anything to do with us. A whole $1 billion that could have been used in this country to better the people of this country get squandered away, because it ain't going to the people in Africa. It's going to all the politicians in Africa. They're dividing that $1 billion up right now. And if some of them figure out a scam, they'll use that money they stole and start making a scamming corporation. I mean, I done seen the workings, man. The CIA and stuff's not supposed to be involved with political, you know, with the civilian people of this country, right? So they make subsidiaries. They make little groups that are not CIA, but they are. But the way they do it, it makes it where they're not actually CIA, even though they're operating under the CIA's instructions. And they set up stuff, and they set up these little I don't know what you call them. They're not businesses, but you know what I mean. They're setting up all this electronic bull crap and the censoring deal. They'd sit there and they went to other countries and started basically they went to other countries and started censoring, like, you know, stuff about the jab, stuff about Fauci, and stuff about, you know, whatever it was that was destroying their narrative. They were in these other countries sitting there telling these other countries, hey, look, you know, we can't be having this disinformation. And because it wasn't CIA, it was whatever, I don't know, some management group, whatever you want to call it, some fictitious bullshit. But they made a lot of dadgum subsidiaries of the CIA and FBI and stuff, and they got in there. And it's all about, there went that trolley again. It's all about censoring the truth, because they have a certain narrative that they need to push. And I mean, they did pretty good. Look at these people that, after Trump won, man, they killed their families and just, I mean, people were shaving off, but women were shaving their heads. I mean, God. That was a hell. I thought COVID was a psyop and a half, but daggum, I guess you add that on to that and that and that. I don't know, man. It's like these MFers are screaming Republicans are racist. All right, give me one example. Just one. Just one example of racism from the Republicans. Just one. One example. That's all I ask. He's a Nazi Hitler. All right, give me an example. He's a racist. All right, give me an example. They're screaming he's going to lock up. He's fixing to come through the military and lock up black people and everything else. I'm like, man, what kind of fuck? These people, how is it that if we say the truth on this platform, our shit will get yanked down, but you get these people from MS, you know, the mainstream, and they're sitting up there just flat out lying, and that stuff gets to stay up on YouTube, gets to stay up on mainstream. I mean, I don't get it. Still using the old plasma lighter. What time is it? I don't need to be late. Damn, time's going slow today. Oh, let me see if I can read something. Oh, yeah, that CEO. Man, that wasn't random at all. But what all right, the news last night, I was just watching regular local TV, and they said he was shot in the chest and the leg, right? I'm like, all right. But then I saw it again, what, I guess on YouTube, and the dude actually shot the dude in the back. I'm like, man, that's bullshit. If you're gonna assassinate somebody, at least look them in the eyes. You know what I mean? Look face to face. Don't. I mean, shooting them in the back. Come on. Look, and the dude sat there. He shot him, collected the spent shell, shot him again, and collected the spent shell. So he left no evidence. That's CIA right there, man. Your common Joe. I mean, you got this head CEO of the healthcare thing. You have a dude outside, been out there all night waiting. There's a SUV right beside where the shooter was that just sat there, and I think they wanted. I think that SUV was part of it. I think they were in that SUV making sure dude got the job done. You know what I mean? Yep. And I guarantee you, our government has something to do with it. There's fixed to be a lot of hits like that, man. There's fixed to be a lot of them here coming up. We're we're basically a third world nation politically wise. You know what I'm saying? Politically, they're acting. Take out your dadgum rival. Sling as much dirt as you can, no matter how many lies you've got to say. Like the Russia. Man, that daggum dossier and all that bullshit. And then they're gonna say the laptop is fake. you know, I don't get it, man. I really don't. Man. I don't know how people can fall for the bullshit. People have their own eyes and ears and brain, man. You know what I'm saying? God, it's just crazy. There ain't nothing on the radio. I can't stand the music nowadays. I'm gonna start making my own music. Really, if I can find the time, man. Look, I got my sound card and all that, and I've got the studio program and junk. I just gotta learn how to play the violin and the harmonica better. I haven't even touched the violin, to be honest with y'all. But I feel like I'm gonna video it too. As soon as, damn, there goes the army transport vehicle of some kind. But I'm gonna video the first time I put that bow on those strings, because I think I'm gonna surprise myself. I'm serious. Back in the day, back in my younger days when I used to party and jump, bars closed down, so we went to dude's house to, finish out the night or whatever. We're sitting there and I look over and I see the guitar leaning up on the wall. I go, hey man, can I mess the guitar? He's like, sure. So I got it, sat back down on the couch. I started stringing a few songs off and stuff. And they're like, man, you're pretty good. How long you been playing? I said, tonight. For real. I've never played a guitar. I did the same thing with some drums one time. Went over to dude's house. They're having a backyard party. Got kind of cold, everything, so we wound up going inside. And got that big old drum set in the living room. I'm like, hey man, can I mess with your drums? He's like, yeah. So I started doing the drums. Dude's like, man, you're pretty good. How long you been drumming? I said, tonight. But yeah, I don't know, man. My uncle could play any instrument. He could just pick it up and play it. He was like a musician. I'm not a musician or nothing. I don't even consider myself an artist, even though I can airbrush with a pen. I can sit there and copy anything. coming up with it on my own. I can't do detail like you see these dragon pictures and stuff. There ain't no way. I ain't got the patience for that. Now airbrushing, that would be different. I don't know why, but it would be for me. But I taught myself out of that. I don't know if that helped or not, but in high school, my mom had this piano, and anyhow, I don't know. It's just I was in high school and young, and I went in there and I taught myself how to read the music, and find the notes and junk, and I could sit there and I could read music and play the piano. I wasn't a bad, what I mean. I ain't saying I'm a pianist. Is that how it's pronounced? Pianist. What am I listening to? Sounds like We Are the World, but it's a dude singing. I hate that song too. We Are the World. I hate that song, man. That was my class song.
She said I was obsessed with astronomy. What planet is she on?
But yeah,
Thank you, John Boy.
I think back to that old Phil Collins video, his music video, Land of Confusion, had Ronald Reagan in it and stuff. I mean, that's an old video. But that we're way past that video now, man. We're in we went past Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. We went past all of it. We're in the Matrix, man. We're in some crazy times. I don't get how these mayors and stuff are saying we're going to keep our town a sanctuary. Look, the federal government says, I mean, if you harbor, hide, help illegal aliens, that's a felony charge. That's a felony, a federal crime, a felony federal crime, man. And these people have been openly doing this for over a decade. Sanctuary cities and shit. In the old days, when the bad guy was trying to get away from the law and it was getting too tight on me, run up in a church. Because a church is a safe zone. And no cops are supposed to be able to come up in that church if who they're looking for is in it. I mean, that used to be the given in the day, but nowadays it don't matter, man. I don't get it, man. You can sit there and steal $900 and something worth of shit from the store and not go to jail. But if you try to save a dadgum a subway rail car full of people from some crazy MFer and the MFer dies due to he's fucked up on drugs and shit anyhow, and then then you're facing charges for standing up and doing your manly duty of protecting the people that aren't able to protect themselves. I mean, I'd do it. I'm that way. If something happens, I'm reacting. You know what I mean? I don't stand back. My first thought is not grab the camera. I've seen car wrecks and I've stopped to go check, make sure everybody's all right, and then stuck around to be a witness to what I saw. Because if I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth, right? So I'd tell it if a cop gets a report from me, it is factual. If a camera was on scene, it would be like I was narrating the camera footage. So I don't, emboys it or whatever. What am I trying to say? Man, traffic was weird here today. It was like hardly any. It's weird. Some days it gets bumper to bumper, and some days you had the road to yourself. And I just don't. And it varies between days of the week. sometimes Fridays get more traffic on the road, and then sometimes Fridays don't hardly have anything. I'm like, well, I used to think it's because of the paychecks, but maybe not. Oh, what time is it? I gotta keep on this clock. Uh-oh. I'm fixing to have to go in, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna have to get out of here, get to work. I'll talk to y'all later.